when we do this, when you release this podcast, you should release that clip, and then we'll all tweet at Courtney, and we'll be
Yep.
like, "It's not a want,
Right.
Courtney, it's a need."
Hello, everyone. I'm Harper, and today I'm speaking with Garrett Russell from Silent Planet. How are you, Garrett?
Doing well. How are you doing, Harper?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, where are y'all at right now?
Um, I'm at like this at my house.
What in England, right?
Oh,
In Great
England. Oh,
Britain?
yeah.
I feel like in America, I always think that England's like a really small place, but then I get there and I'm like, you still like you can drive across it. It's
Yeah.
like what do you think? Like 10 hours, 12 hours to get from like the one side to the other, top to bottom?
Yeah, about 7 to 10 hours.
Yeah. Boy,
Yeah.
I grew up in California and I had to drive every single uh like month. I would drive 9 hours to get from where I grew up in California to LA, California.
Oh, yeah.
So I always imagined that Great Britain and California were about the same size. That's how I see it in my head. I don't know if that's true or not.
How long have you been in Silent Planet?
Oh man. I started Silent Planet in 2009. Long time ago. My goodness. Uh,
Longer
I'm
than
not
me.
great at math. Give me a sec. 14 years ago. I started Silent Planet 14 years ago. That's insane. Wow. Um, yeah, and
Oh, yeah, 14.
been touring for been touring for about 11 years. I think like most bands, we were like really bad for the first few years. You know what I mean? Like we were like ripping off whatever we thought was cool. And
Nothing's too bad.
I
Nothing's
don't know. I'll have to send
too.
you the demos. You'll let me know
Oh
if it was
no.
too bad.
I'm I'm not honest at all, so you're
You're
not
not
gonna have to.
honest. So you'll lie to
I'm
me
not
and you'll
honest.
tell me it's good, even
Yeah,
if
I'm
it's
gonna
bad.
say it's amazing.
I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Thank you. But no, I yeah, been doing it for a long time. Have I been playing Wow. Okay, I've been playing for 14 years. How long have you been playing music?
Um, 2 years.
2 years. Wow. You're a lot better than I was 2 years. I mean, you might be better than I am right now, and I've been doing it. I think you're a quick learner,
Thank
you know?
you.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
think
that
you're a
quick of a
quick
learner. You don't want to see my me at school.
Oh, well, I had trouble focusing in school. I would
Yeah.
always fall asleep the moment they made me sit down.
Good. I remember when I fell asleep in class once and my teacher let me. It was amazing. He was like, Harper, wake up. And I was like, oh no, leave me alone, mum. And I was like, oh no. And then when I woke up, I didn't know I said mum. But then like a bunch of like people came over and like, you called the teacher mum. And I was like, what? But I don't
That's a,
believe them. They all lie. So
yeah. Your classmates are liars
100% and snitches.
and snitches. Oh
All of
no.
them. If I
Snitches
like
are the worst.
if I went over and my friend, like, she had something she didn't like, she gave it to me, and I helped her with her math or something. She's like, "Oh, Mr. Kitchen, blah blah blah. She's cheating. She's cheating." Well, I'm not cheating. I'm helping. Well, I was.
Yeah, right? There's a fine line between helping and cheating, and you're surrounded, you're beset by snitches. There was a lot of snitches in growing up too. I grew up in like a really conservative Christian school, and like if your shirt was untucked, you would get in trouble and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what my teacher said. If I had my jumper around my waist because I didn't want to carry it because
Yeah.
lazy, and I was just walking around, and the teacher was like, Harper, your jumper is around your waist. And I was like, sorry. Because it's so hard to get on with the sleeves because the sleeves, they just go up all the way up to here when I put my jumper on it. It's so annoying.
Yeah. Do
So I
they
just
make you
like,
do uniforms in England? That's a thing, isn't it?
I hate it.
That's because in the United States, only like certain conservative schools do it. Most of the public ones don't. I
Yeah.
wonder why they do it more in England.
I think
Is it the Queen? Is the Queen's like making everyone?
probably.
Well, she died, I think.
What, you said he.
The queen died. They
Yeah.
died. Yeah,
Yeah.
the queen's dead.
Yeah. Ho hopefully the king changes it to non-school uniform.
Yeah, fingers crossed. The monarchy needs to do something right.
Yeah. Just like
Yeah,
get everyone from my school to send letters, be like, can we have non-school uniform, please?
yeah. You should write a song about that
Oh,
and start a revolution with a song about that.
okay, thanks for giving me that idea. Why does
You know
everyone
what I
keep
mean?
giving me ideas?
Imagine you're like performing and you have a pile of uniforms just on fire
Should
behind you. How metal would that be?
I just grab all my school uniforms and like put them in a like fire, be like, I don't need you
Yeah.
anymore.
And there could be like in the middle, like when you're not performing on the other shots, you
Yeah.
could be like spinning people around and then they get to like be wearing what they want and you just have people like all wearing fabulous stuff instead of the same uniform.
Yeah. What made you become a musician?
You know, I went to a music festival in the middle of nowhere in a field in the middle of America, and I watched a band called Me Without You play. They played at 2 a.m., 2 in the morning, and I just watched how like no one was tired, everyone was just like electric with energy, and I thought like if I can ever be a part of something this special, this is what I want to do. Because the truth is, unlike you, I didn't do music at a young age. I was like all into sports. Like basketball was my whole life, and initially that's why I went to college was to play basketball. And
Yeah.
then before I went to college, I had that profound experience with music, and I realized that like sports were cool, but like I wanted to speak closer to the heart. And I think I still love, athletics are amazing and people can do crazy things with their athleticism, but I love that music allows us to like speak to a deeper reality, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
You had a hard choice with basketball and music. You were like, oh no, I can go
Yeah,
to
but
college for that
honestly,
or college for that.
I think that a lot of us grow up, and it's
Yeah.
cool that you get to, do music and express yourself at a young age. I think a lot of people grow up and we sort of just follow in the footsteps of our parents. And I guess it makes sense. It's your dad. I've toured,
Yeah.
he probably told you I toured with him 5 years ago. Um,
He never told me. Oh
yeah,
yeah,
we
he
toured
did
together.
tell me that. I listened 100%.
We toured together, and so I think we often follow in the footsteps of our parents. And I love my parents, but my parents didn't do music. They were both athletes. So I think getting to college and being like out of my hometown, I was like, I can be whoever I want. And so I like stopped cutting my hair. I stopped wearing shoes. And I'm kind of known as like I think the barefoot person. I do wear shoes from time to time, but I just like radically embraced everything around me and wanted to write songs about not just like the metal stuff like fire and burning and war, but about like trees and the ocean and about people and about love and heartbreak. And music allowed me to kind of find that within myself.
You've toured with a lot of bands, I heard. What one was your favorite and why?
Favorite band to tour with? Hmm. You know, for me there's a distinction between like the most incredible band on stage and then like my favorite band to tour with, because
Yeah.
I'm like a people person. I just love to like talk to people and like learn about where they're from. That's like why I was like curious, like where in the world are you? Because I think I think the world is a very fascinating place, and I think the key to joy, I think, is curiosity. Is like
Yeah.
being able to find joy in like the mundane, not needing to be distracted all the time by like phones or video games. And
I always get distracted with my phones.
oh, I mean, when I was your age, all I did was play video games and play basketball. I think as we get older, we find that's why you see like old ladies taking walks in the park just looking at birds, because this weird thing happens as we get older. We get more appreciative of like the small things. I don't
Yeah.
know. But you're doing great and you're making great music. But yeah, I think my favorite band, would probably just be the bands that I love to hang out with, and that would probably be the band Phineas, the band Avoid, Hail the Sun, Dayseeker. I think those bands are all bands that I love to tour with because we have like a really long and deep personal history. Um, another honestly, it's funny touring with your dad's band. We really hit it off, and by the end of it, I was like really sad to leave them. And I will admit, like I get homesick when I'm out of America, because America, I'm just more used to how it works here. But I really was sad to leave them because we had a lot of good times. I remember one night, like I ran to get McDonald's for everyone. I ran back with like 5 bags of McDonald's, and the your dad's band was like showing us clips of the royal family in these like conspiracy videos that they're not people, but they're actually like robots or something. And I remember just laughing at videos of the monarchy for like hours, and like those are the moments that matter the most to me. You know, I've played shows on stages for lots of people, and I know you have too. But for me, it's really the connection behind the scenes that makes me love to do music, because I think that's what I keep with me is not like a bunch of strangers looking at me, but like a friend, and just like the moment you spend with a friend.
I could see Ben smiling right now, and he never smiles at all. Like I mean it. Like he's so moody. No offense. He like walking around the house. He's like, "Oh, I've got a Hoover again because of the dogs." Like I've never seen him
You
smile.
have dogs.
Yeah, too,
Tell
and
me
a
about your
bird.
dogs.
Oh, and a bird. My
You have a
favorite
bird?
bird. Yeah. Like, am I the only one? You know, budgies. Like,
Budgies?
yeah, they're like a bit like I. People say they're not like parrots, but they're basically like a species of parrots because they can talk.
Okay, they can
Like
talk.
they can
A
talk. So I
budgie. I've
searched it.
never heard of a budgie.
Yeah,
Is that
they're like
slang?
it's like a tiny.
It's
No,
like a
uh,
parakeet or
parakeets are so cute. I wish I had one. They're like when they're white, they're so cute.
you
Now,
know, there's I lived in a town in LA that had wild parrots everywhere.
oh,
And
that's so cool.
um and there was an urban legend that a pet store was burning down, and the pet store owner released them all to free them. And as I've traveled, I've heard that same story in a lot of different towns, and now I realize that anytime you find wild parrots, people will tell you the same story,
Yeah,
which is that there was a pet store owner that freed all the parrots. So I don't know if it's true or not, but there were always parrots, and they would always sound like they were yelling. And I heard that people would call the police, like a lady would be on a jog and call the police and be like, there are people yelling at me, chasing me, not knowing it was actually parrots. They would think they're people because they're just like, ah, just like making crazy distorted noises, chasing people through the
they could be
sky.
singers, couldn't they? The birds, they could
They
be
really
singers.
could.
They could
They
be like,
would be better than I would, I think.
ask them to come in your band. You'll be like, can you come into my band? Yeah.
My friend, I have a friend, her name's Amy, and she made this like cat metal band where like they just used meows from the cats for like a metal band, and apparently it has quite a following. And I
Oh,
was joking they should go on tour and have a whole band and then just have a cat sitting on like a step with a microphone, and just
meow.
just rocking out, just waiting for the cat to meow,
Like pet
throwing
the
cat
cat.
treats on
Just
stage or
pet
something.
pet the cat, and then she'll be like, "Don't touch me."
I feel like screaming can kind of be the cat noise. Like Melissa Cross, when she was trying to teach me how to fry
Yeah.
scream, she had me
Oh yeah, yeah,
meow,
yeah.
meow, meow, meow. She had me like kind of meowing, you know?
Yeah, I think she did. She did that to me. Yeah, she did. She did that with
Yeah,
me as well.
yeah, making that noise.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I was there, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that definitely. I am not gonna laugh every time I'm doing it.
There's been times on stage when like my voice is too tired to do like a full body scream, so I have to like pull back and do more of like a fried thing.
Yeah,
And I think about that, and I'll sometimes start laughing like I'm supposed to be being a serious metal person, and I'm like giggling thinking about like I'm just like an adult meowing at other adults. This is so strange.
like imagine if Melissa Cross got that meowing into your head, and then you're on stage and you're like meow.
And yeah, right. And I could see the merchandise right now, like meowcore. There's metalcore and there's
Cat with
meowcore.
a cat with sunglasses. Oh,
Yes.
then can we do that now? When you're not touring or writing music, what do you do in your free time?
Gosh, you know, I'm like the slowest writer ever. Like I write and rewrite songs like 10 times. So I feel like I'm never not writing lyrics because I'm always like tinkering with them. Um, that being said, when I'm not doing that, I've I try to spend a lot of time with different friends. I'm a lot of my I'm the age now where a lot of my friends have kids of their own, like Ben. And so I've um and I just love like seeing my friends' kids grow up. And so this is such an old man answer to your question, but like I feel like I find myself like flying around the United States because my friends all live in different places like Texas, California, Illinois, wherever. And so I find that I'm oftentimes like just like being like an uncle and just like flying to places just so I can like hang out with my friends and hang out with their kid for a couple days and then go. And so I feel like that's a lot of it. I think tour has really opened my heart and expanded it and just kind of put little pieces of my heart all around the world. And so when I'm not on tour, I'm like, oh, I want to go see these people because you know how tour is. You don't
Yeah.
get much time in one city. You just go from one to the next. But
Yeah.
being able to spend some time in different cities. So I'm in the airport a lot to answer your question.
Yeah. Oh, the airports. Oh, they're so busy.
They are. Yeah, how
So
do you
busy.
enjoy it or is it kind of overwhelming?
Well, when I got on the first part was fine, except from the 3 hour wait because my stepdad thought we should go early, like more than 3 hours early, so we can get there really early. We were waiting there for ages, and the way how we were on different flights as well, that got me a bit scared, like, because Ben's gonna be scared when I say this because he's terrified of flights, of course, and he's a scaredy cat. Oh, sorry, I kept looking at him. But like if one of them crashed and one of them landed, like I'd be there waiting for like hours. Like, oh, why are they not here? Um,
You know,
but yeah.
whenever I get nervous about I have you ever been on a plane and it gets kind of bumpy,
Oh
kind of
yeah,
turbulent?
turbulence.
Yeah. I I used to get nervous and then someone told me about the statistic that you're way more likely to get in a car crash than
Oh
a plane
yeah,
crash.
yeah.
And hopefully, of course, I'm not trying to pass on a fear of
No, no, no,
automobiles to
no.
you, but I feel like that helped me to be like on this plane and I'm like, okay, I'm usually on the road on tour driving. So when I'm on this plane, I'm probably good.
Yeah. Someone told me about getting hit by a thunderbolt is more likely instead of a plane crash.
Then a plane, wow.
I
Then
don't
that's
believe that.
crazy.
I should believe it, but I don't because you thunderbolts they're so unlikely. Plane crashes, I think they happen a lot more often, but a car getting yeah, what you said, yeah, that's a fair,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's true. I I will say I've come closer probably to being struck by lightning, I guess.
Uh,
Like I've a couple times been in buildings that have been directly hit and it
oh,
like shakes everything and cuts the power. One time I watched a thunderbolt hit like one of those big power poles and the whole thing like turned into a fireball. That was pretty crazy. I feel like in England you might have a chance of lightning because you all I feel like it's always cloudy and rainy in England. Is
yeah.
that fair?
Um, to be honest, we don't have lightning that much,
You don't have
except
lightning. Okay.
once there was one hit that like lit up the whole street, and that's probably the biggest thunderbolt I've seen in my life, to be honest. Normally we don't have thunder here, I don't think.
Really? You
Well, yeah,
just drizzling. It's always
we
kind of raining a little bit.
yeah, a lot. God,
Yeah.
much. Like probably when I'm asleep there's lots of thunder I don't know about, but yeah.
Fingers crossed neither of us will be struck by lightning.
Yeah.
But better chance of that than a plane crash. Which you know, if you survived a lightning strike, I do think that that would be really metal and something you could brag about for the rest of
Oh
your life.
God, like
So am I allowed to ask you questions
Yeah,
too? Is
yeah.
this who I
I
interview?
don't mind.
What's what was it a bit overwhelming all the just finding yourself on television and stuff? I mean,
Oh,
you're younger than most folks that find themselves on television and all that.
100%. It is scary.
Yeah.
Too scary. I hate, well, I wouldn't say I hated it. I loved it, but hated it at the same time. I was just so, I didn't hate it. I just think I was really nervous. That's probably why I said that. I don't think I
Mm.
hate it. I loved it.
Yeah, I bet
So
you
nervous.
once you started screaming and it came out of you, I'm sure felt really good when it started going
Yeah.
well, right?
Yeah, on AGT, the first round, I was just stood there like, because I didn't really know what to do. That's got to be my first time ever going on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
And
first
that was on
time.
television, which is
Mm,
interesting. Like
which
my
was
first time on stage was at a
scary.
dive bar for like 4 people.
God.
I've never been on television. I've been on a lot of stages, but never on television, I don't
Yeah.
think. So that must have been pretty scary.
Someone could have recorded it and put it on television. You don't know.
It's true.
They could
It's
have.
true.
When you were a kid,
Okay.
what did you want to be when you were older?
Hmm. You know, I I don't remember when I was a child what I wanted to be. I knew that when I was like 12 or 13, I wanted to be like a like a personal trainer, like a person teaching people how to lift in the gym. When I was like 10, I started sneaking into the weight room and there was a big sign that said you must be 13, and I would sneak in and like work out because my brother was older than me, and I feel like guys, like younger brothers, always want to be like their older brothers.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's how it is. And so I wanted, and my brother was really athletic, so I always thought that I would work in like sports. Okay, so I think when I was a kid, I wanted to be a professional basketball player, probably.
Yeah. I was thinking about that because when you told me
Yeah,
that you wanted to be a
yeah.
basketball
I think I wanted to play
person.
for the Lakers. I wanted to play with Kobe and Shaq, I think. Um, and then and then one day you realize you're like, oh, I'm not even 6 foot. I'm probably not going to be in the NBA. But it's oh, sorry, I should say I'm 3 something meters, right? I
How tall is
gotta
that? How
do the
tall?
math.
Wait, how tall are you? That's a weird question. I'm really
I'm just
curious.
under 6 feet tall in
Oh,
America,
what's
which
on
I
it?
think is 3 something meters, maybe. I forget the measurement.
I'm I've got to be like last time I measured, which was about a year ago, I was about 5 foot.
5 foot?
Yeah, so but that was like a year ago. You can measure me, Ben. Don't look at me like that. My grandma measured me a year ago. I know it.
Okay, if you're 5 feet, that would be you are 1.5 meters. Are you 1.5 meters?
I'm probably taller than that because I got measured about a year ago that I was 5 foot, so maybe like 5'2" or something. I can't be
Wow.
that tall. Oh, she measured me with my boots on.
Oh, that'll help. Yeah, I think if I throw on boots, I'll be a solid 6'1". Then I can.
My boots were like that big.
Okay.
Wasn't too much about that big. I'm
You
lying. They were
you
like,
put on the elevator shoes and just
yeah,
like become
yeah.
adult height.
I might be
Uh,
5 foot now. I don't know. I'll
yeah.
measure myself later.
Do you have the little markers on the door? Like growing up, we used
Oh,
to like stand
yeah.
and mark on with a pencil. Do you do that?
Yeah, my granddad did that. And I remember I was 5 and like keep moving the mic. When I was 5, it was I was about like I was the tallest. I was taller than my 7-year-old cousin. Now he's about 5'10", I think.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
he's tall, Ben. He's tall. He's tall. Don't lie.
Well, it sounds like you have the height going on. So like you could be a professional basketball player, but I feel like you'd probably rather be a musician, it sounds like.
If I think Ben, are you laughing because I said when he was 7? Because I'm talking about how he's 14 now. No, when he was 7. Oh yeah, he was 5'11" when he was 7.
Giant kid.
100%.
Yeah, that kid would definitely have US basketball coaches flying
Yeah.
out to
Oh,
talk to him.
there's someone in my class who is 6 foot something. Don't laugh. Nearly taller than my teacher. My teacher's like 6'4".
I'm shocked that you know like feet
I
measurement,
know.
like
I
feet
know
and inches,
everyone.
because like that's like
I
such an
ask everyone.
American thing.
Yeah, I ask everyone. I'm like, how tall are you? How tall are you? How tall are you? There's this like,
Because people usually speak
yeah,
in meters there, right? You say
yeah.
meters?
No,
Yeah.
no, we say foot
Oh, you
with
say
1
feet?
foot. Yeah,
Foot. Oh,
foot,
really?
feet.
Maybe I'm just thinking
I
of like
don't.
Germany and like mainland Europe. Oh, I didn't know that about England. So
Yeah.
y'all do the wow, I did not know that. Well, it's a good thing to learn because I'm going to be there soon. This is cool. So how many guests have you had on your podcast so far?
3.
3. Who have you
3.
had?
Melissa,
Nice.
Alex from Ben's band,
Awesome.
and Garrett.
Me.
Garrett
Awesome.
Russell.
Who who would be a dream guest for you to have on this show?
I probably don't have to dream it because I'm gonna force Ben to find it out. I really want Courtney on here.
I was gonna say, I bet you want Courtney
I
on
want
here.
Courtney on here so
Yeah.
badly, and I don't. I need Courtney on here. I don't want. I need.
You need. It's not a want, it's a
need.
need. I'm sure Courtney will make it happen. Courtney's very nice. When we do this, when you release this podcast, you should release that clip, and then I'll like we'll all tweet at Courtney, and we'll be
Yeah.
like, it's not a want,
Right.
Courtney, it's a need.
We're like, wait, Ben, can I say something quick? And you need to do it. Wait, what's that thing where you can at people? What's that thing? Like you can at people.
Yeah, like on Twitter, you can tag them or
Yeah. Tag Courtney.
Yeah.
Tag
Yes,
Courtney.
tag her.
Did I just do an accent then?
I feel like you did. You became an American for a second.
Okay, I can be American. I can't be American. I can say Courtney.
Like it'd be like Courtney versus Courtney.
Courtney.
Courtney. I'm really bad at the British accent. I'm not good at it.
Just be posh.
Just be posh.
Just be posh. There we go. You're
Hello,
posh.
governor. I feel like that's like Cockney or something, though, right? That's like the London
Courtney.
accent.
Courtney. That's how I say it. Courtney. just a normal Courtney. Courtney calls me Harper, and I'm like, what? It's like, Harper, how you doing?
Harper instead of Hoppa.
Yeah. Harper. Yeah, you said it.
Hoppa.
You said it. You're the first person the first American person to say my name right.
Let's go.
Bravo.
I deserve an award. Next time I see you, I hope you give me a trophy.
I will.
Perfect.
Yeah. Finally, if you have any advice for younger children or someone in a band, what would it be?
That's a great question. I would say that you need to use all 5 senses. That you like be where you are, if that makes sense. Like notice things around you. There are magical, wild, world-changing things that happen next to us every day. And I think that creativity and finding what we have to say and what we need to share is a matter of being able to slow down and notice the things around us. So my advice to someone would be really like, don't just smell, think about what you're smelling. Don't just taste, think about what you're taste. Like know where you are and be in that environment, because that is going to inform the art that you make. And I think as artists, we all have to be observant. And so I think it's with learning how to like really observe and watch people, like notice human nature, because that I think the best artists are people that are observers.
The big brain.
Yeah.
The big brain. Oh, I was really hoping there was going to be like a little game on here that we did on the other ones. I love them. Can I do a quick game? It will only take
Yeah, let's
like
do a
2
quick
minutes.
game. Let's
Okay,
do a game.
I'm gonna do the thing I did with Melissa because I thought it was fun. So I'm gonna say like a letter, not a letter is not a number, right? Okay. I'm gonna say a letter, and you're gonna the first thing that comes to your mind, just say
Mm,
it. Anything. It
okay.
could be anything. Okay. C.
Corduroy.
What's that?
Corduroy are like it's like the clothing. It can be pants or jackets, and they're like they have those little
Like
like they go
hangers?
vertical and you can feel them. It's like here I have a corduroy jacket. Look. Corduroy.
Oh. Oh, that's like a texture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a texture of clothing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. I.
Igloo.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of ice cream.
Oh,
B.
that's good. That's better.
B.
B. Hmm. It's boring. Just boat. I don't know. Boat came to mind.
You could have just said boring.
I could have said boring, huh?
Um. Oh. S.
S.
Mhm.
Snarky.
Okay, there's one more. Have I said H?
H. You have not said
Okay,
H.
H.
Harper.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's British now.
On
He's
British.
British. I'm
On
British, not
British in
American.
it.
Why? Why does everyone bully us for saying in it?
In it.
In
I
it.
don't even know what it means. It's just like, is that a way of saying like, isn't that true? Sort of
In
like,
it. Like, isn't it? Like, is
yeah,
it? It's like in
isn't
it.
it? In it.
In it.
I like it. I've always had a theory that British folks are better at like acting and doing music than Americans because the way the language comes out is just a bit more
Posh.
musical. Yeah.
Well, posh and music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for answering all these questions.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I hope that we get Courtney for you on a
Yes.
podcast and um I'm so glad you had Melissa. I have you released that one yet? I want to see your one with Melissa.
Yeah, we have.
Oh,
Me and
cool.
Melissa are besties.
She's amazing.
It's
I actually saw Melissa yesterday at a festival.
did you? You
Yeah,
saw Melissa? I never have I ever saw her? You're lucky.
you'll love her.
I
She's
love
great.
her. She
She's
is.
kind of my godmother of sorts. She's helped me through a lot. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you too.